Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Katie. These are my Leaf Diaries. Welcome again to another cigar review. Tonight I'll be reviewing a cigar that I've smoked quite a lot from this year. It's a limited edition cigar, and funnily enough, I'm going to be attending an event of this same cigar, a launch of this same cigar for. This is going to be event number 3 or 4 this year. What I'm talking about is the Bolivar Regentes. That's the cigar. Now, I realized that although I have quite a few videos talking about this cigar, I've never actually reviewed it on camera. I attended the world launch from organized by Hunters and Francois and Habanos themselves, which was hosted in the Boisdale in Canary Wharf, London, on the 7th of February this year. Later on, I attended a few more events for the same cigar, one in Surrey, one in London, and I'm going to the Bulgarian launch of the same cigar on the 15th of November, which is about 2 weeks from now. Well, a week and a half. So I look back, one of the boys in my group, in my Telegram group, literally just now asked me how do I rate the Regentes, and I was just about to write him a message to say check my old videos, and I thought instead of telling him check my old videos, I'm just going to give him a link of one of the videos that I've reviewed the cigar, because I've done so many videos about this cigar. Only to end up finding out that actually I haven't done a proper review of this cigar. So I'm doing this now. Like I said, I've probably had close to, not a full, but close to a full box now in singles. I haven't bought a full box yet. I'm hoping to buy one soon. Well, if I can have more than one, even better. This is a cigar that I really like to invest in because I love it. I think it's difficult to say, but I think in my humble opinion, this is going to be one of the last Habanos Limitada cigars, which is actually going to be not slightly, but reasonably priced. Now, what I mean by reasonably priced is, you know, within the £50, €50 kind of region or below for a limited edition cigar. Now, Habanos started price hiking last year with the Hoyo de Monterrey number 4, which came out in Bulgaria in June, July. And that cigar retailed in Bulgaria for 128 leva, which is about €65 for a limited edition Hoyo. I like Hoyo de Monterrey, don't get me wrong, but it's a light body cigar. It's not great for aging because within 5-6 years, at least in my experience, there's not much left flavor-wise in that cigar. Standard edition. Limited edition, slightly different. Obviously fermented 2-3 times, the leaves are different, you know, the blend is special, etc. I wouldn't age a Hoyo de Monterrey, even if it's a Limitada, for more than 5-6 years. I don't think there's going to be anything left there from a taste perspective. I've smoked a few vintage Hoyo, and it's just, it was just smoke. I don't know if it's just the cigars that I managed to find weren't kept well or what the case was, but there was just smoke, no flavor, no aromas, or very limited ones. And when I say vintage, I mean, you know, 20-30-year-old cigars. From an aging perspective, what I would usually do is I'll age a cigar no more than 15 years, regardless of what cigar that is. Above 15 years, someone would really need to kind of try and persuade me hard that it's worth keeping a cigar for more than that. Very rarely I've had experiences in which I've smoked a cigar older than 15 years and it's been, you know, mind-blowing. Even when they were mind-blowing, it's still knowing the blend, knowing the type of vitola, I still think that a lot of the prime kind of performance of that cigar has just evaporated almost. I don't know how to explain it, but at least to me it doesn't taste right. So with that being said, this is a limited edition from 2021. There is a bit of a rumor that Habanos wanted to launch the cigar elsewhere. When I say elsewhere, I mean a different country with a different distributor. Apparently that distributor kind of couldn't pull through with organizing the event, and Hunters and Francal were asked lastminute.com to do the launch, and they obliged, and the event was spectacular. Now I'm more excited about Kaliman Caribes event on the 15th. It's in Sofia, it's in Bulgaria. I'm Bulgarian, naturally. I love Kaliman, so I'll prefer that event to see how they're going to do. As far as I know, it's going to be a big event in terms of number of people. I heard rumors of something north of 200 attendees or something along those lines. I'm not sure. The event has sold out. Today is the 7th. So a week earlier, the event sold out. It was on waiting list a week ago, with very limited spaces. So a lot of demand for the event, and obviously because of the cigar. It seems that I'm not the only one who actually raves about the cigar. Now, a lot of people trying this cigar kept telling me, Katie, it's okay, but it could do with some age. I hear you, right? And I agree. But at the same time, all cigars could do with a bit of age, right? And they all get better with a bit of age. So my personal 2 pennies worth of this particular cigar is the cigar is great. The cigar is very good as is. I enjoy it a lot, and I enjoy it often, probably too often, for a limited edition. But yes, that's basically it. Let me cut the cigar, open up the cap, light it, and start smoking it, and we can continue the conversation. I'll be back in a second. We've got it lit, well, cut and lit. Straight out the bat, very smooth, very nice. A few people told me that they felt a bit of harshness, especially in February when they were quite fresh. I haven't experienced any harshness from this cigar. To me, it's very smooth, earthy, cedary, leathery, creamy. As you go in, it starts to develop a bit of sweetness. Very smooth, very, very smooth. Of course, this is a full body cigar, so you can expect tons of flavor. What else can I tell you? This is a Vitola de Galera Discretos, which is 130 millimeters by 52 ring gauge. So a very good thick ring gauge. Lengthwise, not very lengthy. Comes in a varnished, luxurious, well, not luxurious compared to the newest type of boxes that Habanos is shipping cigars. Comes in a varnished box, slide lid, 25 cigars in each box. Now they kicked off pricing around the £40 mark, 43, 45 pounds when they originally were released in the UK in February. Last time I bought a cigar in the UK, a Regentes, not Regentes. Last time I bought Bolivar Regentes in the UK, I was charged £65 for one. The reason why I'm laughing a little bit is because the actual price that this cigar is now launching in Europe is €800 for a box of 25, which essentially translates into £26. per cigar. So hence why I'm excited about the Caliman Caribe event. The other reason why I'm excited about the Caliman Caribe event, because with any other Caliman Caribe event, I would actually have the opportunity to purchase a box from Caliman Caribe on the launch event. Unlike what happened with Hunters, where there was no availability to buy on the event, everything was waiting list and we had to wait. And when cigars started coming in, there were extremely limited numbers and the price was high. I'm sorry to say, I understand how things work in the UK, I understand the taxes, I understand VAT, I understand duty, I understand that the UK has the highest tobacco tax in Europe, all of that great. And also the current government is putting up taxes even further high up for hand-rolled cigars. But 26 pounds to 65 pounds, I'm sorry, this is just a bit too much now. Anyway, that's me, complaining. Moving on and concentrating a little bit more on the cigar. In the beginning I can retrohale this cigar. Up to midway it becomes a bit too much to retrohale. Full body from the get-go, like I said, a lot of cedary notes, a little bit of spice. There's some spice in the tones that I can notice. All in all, I mean, it's a Bolivar. Not much you can ask for from there. There's a bit of fruitiness, a bit of sweetness coming out now. Later on, at least from the cigars that I have enjoyed up until now, and I mean, I've smoked over 15 cigars from the Regentes. I've lost count at this point. Actually, it might be close to a box, I don't know. But I've smoked a lot. And throughout, it changes the flavor profile 3-4 times. It's almost like a symphony. It just keeps on coming with new notes. Certain notes start to dissipate, new notes start to emerge, and it's always keeps you guessing. And a bit leathery. Now, I'm going to pair this with something that was recommended from a friend of mine from my cigar group. I think I mentioned it in a previous video. It's the Talisker Port Rouge. This is a peated whiskey. He's a very big fan of peated whiskies. I tried it, it's okay. Let me try it again before I say what I was gonna say. Yeah, some dry fruit, very, very smoky, plums. I was talking about aging before I went to light the cigar. What can I tell you about aging? From an aging perspective, I tend to age all of my fresh cigars, and when I say fresh, I mean anything younger than 5-year-old, at 69% humidity. From a humidity perspective, I'm not going to talk about temperature, 70 rule, all that good stuff. 69 is where I try to aim for my fresh Cubans up to 5 years. And once a cigar goes to about 4.5, 5.5, maybe 6 years, I'll separate it in a different storage and lower the humidity to 65%. Now, the reason why I do that is because I believe the lower the humidity, the slower the aging process. You don't want to age your cigar quickly. You want that process to be controlled. You want that process to take its course and to take its time. It's my personal opinion. I believe that over humidification, is a very easy mistake to do when aging Cubans, especially when we're talking multiple years. And it's very easy to get mold, what people call plume, which is not plume, it's actually mold. I've got aged cigars for over 15 years and I've never had plume or mold. If I get mold, it goes in the bin. In my humble opinion, again, there's no such thing as plume. People swear by it. People tell me, oh, this is a natural way of the aging process of a cigar, Katie. Well, I'm sorry, I've aged quite a few cigars and I've never had it. And if I have a few, they just go in the bin. Don't care if it's a full box, don't care if it's a few singles. If it's one single in a box, I don't like to inhale mold. It's just not for me. That's basically pretty much it on plume and mold. Now, from an aging perspective, like I mentioned, 15 years is my upper ceiling on aging cigars, regardless of the cigar. Doesn't matter to me if it's Cohiba, if it's Trinidad, Bolivar, Partagas, full body, medium body, whatever the case, 15 years is my healthy upper limit. I can age cigars for more than that. I'll be worried whether they're going to be good for long after that. Okay, I'll put it this way. And don't get me slaughtered in the comments. You know, if you age for 55 years, that's your prerogative. If you've tried cigars from 1976 or whatever, again, and they've been amazing, great. I don't have that experience. I share my experience, you know. Another thing I wanted to mention tonight is the release of the H. Upmann Magnum Finite Limitada 2024. Now, it was organized for launch in Spain in a private cigar club, very hush-hush. It was only announced when everything was sold out, so if you wanted to go, tough luck. You know, unless you're one of the chosen ones, as it were. I unfortunately couldn't because, you know, I found out when it was already sold out. Interesting news is the price has just dropped in Spain. It's 57.50 per cigar, euro. So that's nearly 58 euro per cigar. Again, not the cheapest Limitada, but you know, with the expensive, luxurious box, yeah, makes sense. Habanos now goes into this, you know, more premium type launch and product range, and this is why I'm saying this Limitada is probably going to be one of the last to be on a reasonable price. Although I am excited about the H. Upmann. I'm more excited about the Ramon Aliones Absolutos Limitada 2024, which is the last cigar to be announced from Habanos from this year's Habanos Festival. I don't have any information when the cigar will be launched or how much it will cost. I heard some rumors that it's going to be around 80 euros per cigar, so again, very expensive. From a price point perspective, which, you know, about 1,500 euros for a box of Magnum Finites, and if the Ramon is around 80, you know, again, expensive, close to the 2,000 euro mark. But it is what it is, and as they say, we have to roll with the punches. I did see a few things online on Instagram from an interesting account I started following. One of my friends from Bulgaria kind of alerted me to this account on Instagram, and I saw a few interesting things. Number one was a torpedo or pyramid shape behike, which was quite interesting. Originally I thought it's a fake. There's no way behike would make a short, thick pyramid. And then today I read some news online that apparently a new figurado vitola is in the works from behike. Now, Habanos, there were rumors that Habanos are going to release a behike 58, so just as a reminder, they've got the 52, the 54 and the 56, and there were rumors they were working on a 58 behike, which kind of makes sense, you know, additional cigar to the premium lineup, you know, 54, 52, 54, 56, 58, that makes sense. But now apparently they're working on what they call figurado, which is and the information is now available online. I don't know how trustworthy the source is, but if the source is right, and if that cigar actually is in the works, with no mentioning from Habanos, then there's a few other pictures that I found interesting on that Instagram account, namely a picture of a Ramon Aliones Absolutos Limitada 2024 with a second band on the limited edition band with Premier signage, which for those of you that watched my Cabildos video or have read online about the Trinidad Cabildos, which was released earlier again in the UK in the summer, the Habanos released the Cabildos in exclusive, very luxurious 5-cigar travel humidors, and they said that they've selected 100,000 cigars from the limited edition range that are premier. In other words, better than the others, better than the rest of the limited edition cigars that they have rolled. And those premier cigars were designated only for travel humidors. Now, that means that later on, when those travel humidors are sold out, the 100,000 cigars in those humidors are sold out, and if you smoke your cigars from that humidor and you want to refill the humidor, you won't be able to refill it with a premier cigar. You'll be able to refill it with the standard limited edition cigar, which is supposed to come up once the humidors are sold out in box of 12. So it now opens up a little bit more around spice, some nutmeg, some cinnamon, and a bit more sweetness, but it becomes a bit more pungent, a bit more punchy from a strength perspective, which I love. 15th of November, I'm flying out to Bulgaria for the Bolivar Regentes event. And then on the 29th, I've got the in-person event with number 11 Cigars in the Four Seasons at 10 Trinity Square in London. If interested, hit me up on Instagram, DM me or comment on the video down below and I'll get in touch. Or feel free to join my Telegram group, which is kind of developing really nicely. It's bubbling with a lot of conversation, a lot of great people there, like-minded individuals. We discuss many subjects, a lot of news that we collectively find we do share in the group first. So it's quite nice, quite interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me for today. I'll definitely catch you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe and all that good stuff from social media perspective. And yeah, I'm KD. These were my Leaf Diaries. Have a great evening, ladies and gents, and I'll catch you in the next video.